Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Today is the premiere, I guess you would call it, of a new series that I'm thinking about trying out for you guys. And recently I had been doing live streams where I was cooking keto meals or like pantry meals live on the YouTubes. And that's kind of been something it's been a bit of a challenge to kind of maintain. And so I've decided to kind of just make the live streams, like just, you know, sitting down, talking with you guys, reading the comments, stuff like that, and make it a little bit more interactive for me. Sorry, cat just did something hilarious outside. I decided to go ahead and just turn that idea into like a regular weekly video. So I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but you know, it's just pantry meals, basically, cooking pantry meals, where I'm going to cook pantry meals from things that I have that are shelf stable. And there are gonna be kind of a few sort of exceptions to that, like mayonnaise, obviously once you open it, you have to keep it in the fridge, but it's still gonna be an allowable item. You know, same thing with this alarm. Same thing with this Parmesan cheese, like I think you're supposed to put it in the fridge, yeah, refrigerate after opening, but these are still gonna be allowable items. No fresh items, basically. I'm gonna use, every once in a while, I'm gonna be using some frozen, like meats and things like that. Anything that is, I'm gonna be using mostly shelf-stable items, some freezer items. It's kind of my idea with that. So let me know down below what you guys think of that idea. It's gonna be predominantly keto type things because that's how I eat. It's just, I'm gonna be showing you pantry meals that I'm cooking for myself and or my husband. So some of them might have rice or things like that in there because he's totally not keto or low carb in any way, shape, or form, but I am. Today, we're gonna be debuting it with salmon cakes. I've been wanting to try this for a long time, and this is actually a really unique one because I didn't have the ingredients that I needed to make it. So I'm following a recipe-ish. I was cleaning my cast iron pan and it got really smoky and it filled up the house, and I didn't open up any doors or windows or anything to get rid of it, so I keep coughing, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna be making these salmon cakes, but it's gonna be keto, low carb, and we're gonna be using this amazing ingredient that I found at Costco, Sriracha Almonds. We're gonna be using, I made almond meal with my coffee grinder, and then we're also gonna be adding Parmesan cheese to it. And basically, I think the mayonnaise and the egg are gonna be kind of the binder. I don't know how it works, but I'm following the recipe-ish. So, we're gonna do 1 6-ounce can of salmon. Got this stuff at Costco. There we go. This series is gonna be fairly simple videos, just with really tasty recipes is kind of what I'm going for. I really want to get more videos out to you guys, and I really enjoy the super cut editing videos. Those are so much fun for me, but they take an exorbitant amount of time to actually edit. So I figured if I can kind of supplement those with a little bit more of a simple in my kitchen kind of feel videos, and just me kind of talking with some fairly simple edits to it. I'm just trying to reach out to you guys more, give you guys some more ideas, and just give you guys more value, basically. So we're gonna open up these cans of tuna. So through this process, I would really enjoy kind of your feedback on the various different types of videos I'm gonna be trying out with you guys. I'm gonna be doing, like I said, I'm changing up the Monday Night Lives. I'm gonna try and do Fermented Friday right now we're in the swing of Fermented February. So if you are not familiar with Fermented February, check it out. I'll link the playlist down below. It's going on through the end of this month. And that is where one channel in the collaboration is putting out a video every day, a different ferment video. I'm gonna refer you down below to the intro video to Fermented February, and you can get a little more idea about that. But back to this. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be trying to do 1 canning video every week and 1 fermenting video every Friday. And then as long as I am actually on my wellness journey, I'm gonna be doing a Wellness Wednesday video. And once I'm actually no longer doing my, like once I've reached my goal, and I'm just gonna kind of, that'll probably turn into less, well, I guess I could just continue it, because I mean, the wellness journey never ends, does it? No matter if you get to your goal weight or not, you're still in pursuit of health. At least you should be, because otherwise you'll end up where I'm at now, where I'm trying it a second time or fifth. So we got the salmon in here. It's a 6-ounce can of salmon. We need to do a 1/2 cup of almond flour. This is a little more than a 1/2 cup. I think it's like 3/4, but whatever. It'll just be a little almondy, but it's Sriracha Almonds, so it's okay. And then we need 2 tablespoons of mayo. I have this here delicious primal mayo. Love this stuff. Look at this. Boom. Okay, I'm not gonna get out my measuring spoon. We're gonna aim for a little more than 2 tablespoons because I did do the extra almond oil in there, almond flour, almond meal, ground up almonds. They're all the same word, with different words, same meaning. Okay, 1 egg. This is, I should put this into something else, huh? We're getting ready to go so all of our dishes are packed. I have almost nothing. Okay, that's a good egg. There we go. And then I need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now we have 1/4 teaspoon measuring. And it doesn't fat. Okay, so let's do 2 of these. 1/2 of that. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. I don't think I ever got thyme. I'm gonna skip the thyme. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. There we go. And then I'm gonna add in some garlic and onion. Let's do 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. And a couple shakes of onion. And Parmesan cheese. How much Parmesan should I add? I think I'm gonna go with a tablespoon. Just to give it some nice cheesiness. You never get it out of your fingernails. Okay, so we're just gonna mix this up. It smells really good. With this, you can also use, instead of this, if you want the sriracha flavor to it, you could use coconut flour and just add some sriracha to it. That would be totally doable. That's probably what I'll do next time because I can only have so many almonds before I'm sensitive to it. I have an oxalate sensitivity. It's much better than it used to be since I've started my healing, but it's still not great. So, okay. So let's go ahead, portion these out into like fritter shapes, I suppose. We're making this up. That's one of the things like I find that I do all the time. Like I pick a recipe and then I just tweak it to what I have and I tweak it to what I want. Like I don't want thyme in this. I have it. I don't want it. So we're gonna switch it out. It seems like it's missing onion and garlic, so I'm gonna add onion and garlic. I don't have regular almonds, so I'm gonna use Sriracha almonds. You know, I found a recipe that had called for coconut oil or coconut flour. I didn't have coconut flour, so I found one that had almond flour. Like, there's so many different things that you can do with your pantry. Your only limitation is yourself and your own imagination. My hands are so goopy. It's gross. But yeah, so my hope in this series is just to kind of help people who are a bit apprehensive about building a pantry, but they want to start, but they're like, or they've already started. Maybe you've already started and you just don't know what to do with it. So your food just sits in your pantry unused because you got it, but what do I do with it now? Like, and then go and order takeout, you know? Like, you want to get to the point where you have a pantry and you know how to use it. So that's what this series is about. It's empowering you, because a lot of the stuff I'm gonna do, it's not following recipes. It's kind of looking at recipes and then using what I have. And the more you cook, the more understanding you'll have of what you can substitute. Because if you just start cooking when something bad happens and all of a sudden you have to look in your pantry and you're like, what do I do with all this stuff? I don't know what to do. But if you start now and you start to, like they're doing the 3 Rivers Challenge. I probably would be partaking in that right now if I didn't have my pantry packed for moving, but I'm not partaking in it. But that's kind of the idea with that, is that you're learning, you're putting your pantry to the test so that you can see where your holes are. Like, I know I need to go and get some coconut flour because I don't have any. I have it in storage, but I don't have it here, so it doesn't do me much good. If I want to be able to cook these meals for you guys, I should make sure that I have at least a basic keto repertoire. The next step is gonna be cooking off these fritters. And there's a couple different ways that you can do it. There's a couple different ways that you can do it. I have seen people, most of them call to cook them in the oven. I think that I ended up going with something that was less of a fritter and more of a patty, simply because it had the ingredients that I wanted. So hopefully this will turn out right, and I can get this nice and hot so that I can actually sear these patties and get them nice and golden brown. That's my goal. So we're gonna cook them in a cast iron. You can't even see most of the cast iron, can you? This way. This is how we do it. So we're gonna turn this up to like medium high, more on the meat, like exactly pretty much between medium and high. And we're gonna let this warm up. I did clean this, but it's not, I'm a terrible cast iron keeper. Like, I'm gonna be real. I don't cook anything tomatoey in it. It's usually just like a steak or some ground beef with spices in it. That's pretty much all I cook. But you always know what I cooked in it last time because I just stick it in the oven to get it out of the way and then I forget about it. So I clean this off. Now we're waiting for this thing to warm up. Then we're gonna add, I'm using suet to cook in. It's home rendered suet. It is something that I have ready access to in my pantry. So that's what I'm using. And then and then I'm just gonna wait until this thing gets hot, the oil gets hot enough. It's definitely gonna have a fair amount of oil in here, and the way that we're gonna know that the oil is hot enough is if we flick a piece of water at it, like you can break off a piece of water. We're gonna flick a drop of water in there, and then if it sizzles, then you know that it's hot enough. You can also do that with an ingredient. Like if you're cooking onions, you don't want to put the onions in before the oil is hot enough because otherwise it'll soak up the oil and they'll be really soggy and they won't brown quite as well. So you can like just toss a test onion, little chunk of test onion in there. That works too. Anything with moisture. So you can see it's smoking here. And another way that you can tell if it's hot enough, it does that. Might be a little too hot. Like I said, we're gonna put a fair amount of oil in here because like we want it to really, really cook it in the oil. We're gonna go ahead, I don't wanna touch this again because I don't wanna get it all over me. This one doesn't hold its shape very well yet. So I'm just gonna kinda cook it like a pancake. And I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I've never cooked this type of thing before. I just have a lot of canned fish and canned meats in my freezer, or my, not my freezer, in my pantry, and I'm really just looking for a way to cook them. Looking for a way to use them up. So this will be my quest. So I'm just gonna let this cook for a few minutes. I probably could have waited and let the oil get even a little bit hotter. It didn't make quite the sizzle I was hoping for, but we'll know better for next time, the next one. So we got round one is done. And so I think that we needed to cook that at a higher temperature. So I don't know, we'll see. I did turn the temperature back up to what it was when I first got it going, when it was kind of smoking a little bit, and I was like, oh, that's hot. I think that might be just right. So anyways, while the rest of that batch is cooking, we're gonna make our own sauce. And yes, this is something that does need to be maintained in the fridge, but it's the only option I got. I know that from Azure, you can get powdered sour cream, and that's probably something I'm gonna look into. But for now, we're gonna use it. I wasn't planning on making a sauce, but then I was like, you know what, this would be really good with the sauce. So we're just gonna make like a yogurt-based sauce. It's like gonna be like a yogurt dill. One of the recipes I looked up called for sour cream. So we're just gonna make it up because I don't know how to make a dip. Okay. That much salt. That much onion. That much garlic. That much pepper. That much dill. I don't even think that's a quarter of a teaspoon. Okay, so we're just gonna do some chili powder. I got this one from Azure. If you guys don't know Azure, you need to know Azure. I will leave my link to them down below. I just put probably more than I intended to. That's what I get for trying to talk and watch at the same time. Yep. Okay, so, whew, I did put a lot of chili pepper in there. Ah, that's gonna be good. Let's go ahead, this is cooled off a bit. Let's give this thing a try. Mmm. That was really good. I don't know if you can hear the crunch, but it definitely has, it has texture to it, or it has firmness to it. It is really good, and that sauce is really yummy too. Oh my gosh, this is a win. I'm so glad I tried this. This stuff, seriously, I'm gonna try and find this anywhere else and I can link this thing for you online. This is a game changer. If you like heat, it's not insanely hot, but I don't know about you guys, but like I like heat a lot. And anytime that there's something that says extra hot, super spicy, blah, 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 like I can't even taste the heat in it at all. All this ghost pepper stuff, it's like, what, did you put like a fleck of it in there? And like for the whole batch that you made in your giant kettle? That's just, it's a joke. Some of the things that they say are super hot. But this one, you can actually, it's not overwhelming, but you can feel the heat. At least the heat and the spice is present. It's not overwhelming for me, at least, but I do have a very high tolerance. So if you have a low tolerance, you're not gonna like this. But if you have a moderately reasonable tolerance for heat, this is amazing. Amazing. And again, Sriracha people, do this with pumpkin seeds, please. You don't even need the sauce. This stuff is so good. This is definitely an awesome option for you to have in your pantry. It's an awesome option for you to have. You can just whip this up super quick if you're in a hurry, if you know the kids brought some friends home, or if you get crashed by family or friends or whatever. This is a great option, something you can whip up really fast and just cook it a little bit better than I did. I might have burnt it a little bit, but you can't taste the burntness. I hope that you guys find inspiration from this to cook something in your own house, and I hope that it also helps free you up mentally to be able to make substitutions in your recipes, because you can do it. It's awesome. And if you're unsure of what you can substitute for certain things, if you're out of a certain spice, you can Google it and be like, what's a good substitute for this spice? And Google Pants will tell you. It's a thing. I do it all the time. If you do enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It means a lot to me, and it really helps with the algorithms and all of those kinds of googly things. Make sure you hit the subscribe button that's going to pop up over here. It's a lovely place to be. And then up here, you want to check out that video. That is one that Mr. Google Pants says that you're going to enjoy. This one here is another pantry video that I have made. I probably don't know which one it's going to be because this is the first one, so something. And then up here is going to be the playlist for all of our pantry meals. So